It's 3rd and long. 3rd and about 19 for the Raiders.
Yeah.
And this is the strange thing. They just came out of timeout.
And look for the signal. Look to the line.
So it's really not a hurry up type of offense, because they get there, they sit, then they look to the sideline.
Right. Right. He ran to his own offensive lineman then. But I wondered the same thing you did, Reggie. So it came out of a timeout and still looked over the call of play.
The energy of these two players kind of show you what Rickards is dealing with. They're walking back. They know,
And see, that's why I told you last time when they came out on the field, they didn't have that pep in their step a little bit. They were dragging just a little.
Yeah, that was a hold against Rickards on that play. They declined it, so they're going to punt the ball this time. And if Rickards don't be careful, this game can get out of hand right quick, and they'll be.
$14-0, 1:39 left. A lot of height, not much distance.
Fair catch called, and it'll be 1st down for the Trojans at about the 37-yard line.
Another touchdown here. Might get ugly quick.
Yeah.
It seemed like that last touchdown drive kind of took the wind out of Rickards.
They're not accounting for the players on the field.
You know, Rickards has really struggled ever since the halfway point last year when they played Godby and Destin Coates got hurt.
Right.
Now that was last season, and it's been a hangover ever since.
Quinn Gray is really giving the official a hard time over there on the sideline. So he was expecting a call on that play, but he backed the Trojans up.
Quinn's still on him, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, I don't think he's going to leave him alone pretty soon. That guy probably hating he's on that sideline over there.
We're 2nd and 20.
You're up 14-0. 2 of those penalties over there on the sideline can get his attention real fast. He'll have some explaining to do why he get kicked out of a.
Missed him. He was open there. But see, I know that Quinn Gray's old school coach.
Mm-hmm.
Young, but he's old school coach. And see, when they went to Valdosta and went to Lions and lost 51-15, he's had their attention all week. So
okay.
You know, he's trying to make sure that they pay attention to detail and that they don't get complacent. Lincoln had a game earlier against Hudson. They won 75-0. I'd never heard of Hudson.
Those whoopings sometimes goes both ways. Quarterback keeper. And he's picking his holes.
He ended up looking like he gained 21-22 on that carry.
That's right. He's all the way at the 50-yard line. He's got a Trojan 1st down.
Stepped through the hole, got hit 3 or 4 times. Nobody wrapped him up. They just hit him with the shoulder. He bounced off those. I see a flag. He just threw a flag over here on the Rickards bench.
Well, a sideline warning.
No, he didn't warn him.
Oh, just threw the flag.
Corey jumped on. He picked it back up, Mike. He picked it back up and put it in his pocket. Good call, Reggie. You called it. Sideline warning. But I didn't really see anybody in the white. I really didn't.
Little mixed direction on that handoff.
running backs from Lincoln not getting touched to their 5 yards downfield. They begin to dominate that offensive line on the replay. Doesn't get touched until right there, 5 yards down the field.
Yeah, look like Rickards' defensive line. You know, don't look like no one's over 200 pounds on the line there. Needs to say, the Lincoln guys look about 240, 250, 270, 300 across the line.
Uh-oh. Wow, they're marching down the field as the third quarter comes to an end after looks like a 22, 23-yard run there. And it's the end of the quarter. We got a 14-0 lead. Lincoln Trojans rolling today. We'll be back after this break. Crawfordville Lindy's, that's a place to go. INSiiGHTS official chicken sponsor. Go over and get some of that hot chicken, H-A-W-T hot. You don't have to go to Nashville. They got it over there in Crawfordville. INSiiGHTS high school game of the week, and we're back. That was Coach Lewis is here. He's getting in the offensive huddle. Traditionally, he leaves that to his coaches. It's not often that I've seen him in the last 3 years that he gets actively involved. He lets his coaches coach. But he's in the middle of this huddle now. And you can see him exhorting them to put forth probably some more effort trying to spark them, because we haven't seen that typical Rickards spark in them today.
No, we haven't, and that's what that on that large play that the Trojans just got. There was a penalty on that play, brought him back as well. So I think Quinn is still giving. Now he's talking to the lead official, Faircloth, and he's giving him an earful. So
wait a minute, you didn't call him Faircloth. You know that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Being over there, the former AD at Gadsden, I'm sure you know all these guys.
Yeah, Faircloth has crossed that bridge over there, so he's been around a while.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, Coach Lewis is going to have to do something to get some energy going with this Rickards Raiders team. And like most of the other fans, we've never seen a Raiders team play this way, so hopefully.
Some of the Rickards players were lined up on the wrong side of the ball.
Well, it's quarter change, so that's the other thing. I was thinking that it was.
Well, it was a quarter change, but I'm sure you are aware of that. You got 9 on one side, 2 on the other. That bubble screen is run effectively for them.
Well, they're not accounting for and it's slow moving, so they're not even accounting for the other player.
Yeah, big receiver there, step through.
Got a flag on that play as well.
Coach Lewis on the field again. Who is this one against? We got a timeout there. Got timeout, coaches have both teams. Maybe it's a water break. I don't know, but it's a timeout. INSiiGHTS high school game of the week. We'll be back.
Coach Gray is really having a. Okay, I'm sorry.
Corey's on him. Corey's on him.
Well, it seems like both coaches on him. Quinn is on him, and also Corey's on him. Christopher Howard on this side.
Quentin, I've done what Quentin just did. You say what you got to say, and then you walk away. You make him have to come behind you to give you something, give you a flag or tech me in those days. I went as far as going down the hallway. I left the court. Probably a game against Cookman, too.
Yeah, you had to be behind on that game, I understand.
And we were at one point, but we didn't end up that way.
You probably don't remember.
I remember every one.
Okay.
Cookman winning like this is a recent occurrence. This isn't something that's been long-standing.
I knew you would be biased with that, but okay, I accept that.
Well, you could tell somebody not accustomed to winning.
Yeah. Well, that's how you claim fame.
Exactly, by winning.
We can go all night about that, too.
Yeah, we could. But
we have time.
We sure might. We sure might. Well, he got quick little feet. He just stepped over a falling Rickards player. He got a lot of that on his own, but a lot of it's not really great effort that's typical of the Rickards teams.
Coach Corey is really going to have to motivate his team. It's 3rd down and about 1 to go. They need to hold them here. And I think they got that 1st down. First down, Trojans.
Yeah, he got it by about half a foot there. There's a lot of youth on this Rickards team, and as we all know, talent, a lot of time it runs in cycles. You seem a little confused there, as you talked about not identifying the receivers.
There you go, come on up.
That was better that time.
It was better, yeah.
That typically has been good for 6, 7, 8 yards every attempt. I think they held them to 2 that time. They got to keep Lincoln out of these 3rd and short situations.
Right now, 2nd and about 8 to go for them. So.
Lincoln's so methodical against them, so methodical. They just patiently running.
They're showing him different things. Oh, he's open.
Yeah, he was wide open on that one. The fake, step back, get his feet set. He was 5 yards behind him. There's the frustration we saw at the bottom of the screen. Looks like number 23. He wasn't involved in the play, but he was pretty emotional about what happened. He just barely got back to the line for the extra point.
And that's going to back the Trojans up.
They need a little practice on kicking the field goal. Let them back it up. Let them get practice on it. Yeah, I think that was 29, Cameron Bell, sophomore, 5'9". When we see the replay, I'll look again to see if that was him. I really don't mind. We need somebody to have some emotion and be upset.
Right.
We need a Rickards needs several of them to get mad and decide that they want to do something about it. Football, the ultimate team game.
Yeah. And that extra point is good by @meter for the Trojans, and even though they
now if we look at the bottom of the screen, there's going to be a cornerback that's having a fit, and he's going to be forever lining up. He's pretty frustrated about it right there. I'm not mad at him. I'd be upset too. I'd be very upset. We got the INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week, and we're going to take a break. Hard to miss Jeff telling you to break.
Yeah. Yeah, so you shake your head.
Yeah.
Oh.
And we're back.
And just like that, Mickey, we're looking at the second quarter, 21-0 Trojans, and I'm still begging for Rickards to get something going. Because I want to sit here and I want to enjoy this game, so hopefully Coach Corey get them going before the halftime.
I'm with you.
This drive here is going to be key for Rickards.
Rickards was substituting players all the way up to 6 seconds before the kick. Ran into his own man.
And he was still on the seat for a while. Dean was.
But did you see the hole? And then he ran to his own man. I've seen that 2 or 3 times today. 21-0. Quentin's trying to get him straight over there. He's down here at the 48. He didn't go into the huddle that time.
First and 10 Raiders.
Again, we just came out of the timeout, the huddled up with the offensive coach and looked back to call the play.
Rickards may have to go to a spread and just let the quarterback run up the field and make that linebacker catch him, because other than that, right now they have nothing going with the offense playing now.
But that first interception, they ran the spread.
Well, he didn't go upfield either. He floated on that one. He floated that and floated the ball.
Oh.
Second down, 10 to go for the Raiders.
Here's Kelvin with nowhere to go.
Yeah, not enough blocking up front.
And see, I take a little offense if I'm the running back. I don't need both of you to help me up. I need you to block somebody.
Block somebody. Well, 72 went down the field. He blocked his man all the way down. Maybe they need to run behind 72. Because he had blocked this man at least 20 yards down the field. He's this left guard here. We got some size on him too, though.
See, that's what we said to start the game. That they did have a little girth on them.
What you call it?
Girth.
Okay.
His numbers.
Floated another one.
Number 66 on that offensive line is a player, 6 foot, 250 pounds. Valdosta State is recruiting him.
Oh, okay.
Valdosta State is recruiting. A traditional powerhouse over there in Valdosta. Shout out to Valdosta State long-sitting athletic director Herb Reinhardt. Dad was vice president at Florida A&M University. Herb, a renowned kicker in the Hall of Fame at Florida A&M.
That's not the guy that they had that used to tweak his head. No, that wasn't FAMU there.
That wasn't FAMU.
Oh. They tried a little trickery pass play, but I don't even think he knew who he was throwing the ball to on fourth down.
Fourth down on your 22. Fourth down on your 22. He didn't make that pass like he had any intentions of somebody catching that. Oh. You got 9:24 left in the second quarter with a score. Lincoln Trojans 21. The Raiders being shut out. They're trying to identify a receiver. And he's by himself. He's upset over there. He tried to tell him. And I know we had an instant replay. And he was trying to tell him to pick him up in coverage way before the ball was hiked. He was pointing at him, yelling at him, and nobody picked him up.
Well, you know something, Mickey, I think what Coach going to have to do, he's going to have to go and change his whole defensive plan and put him in a man coverage, because clearly they didn't know who they were supposed to be. That's the second time. So he's going to have to put him in man, make the linebackers play their position, and he's going to have to change the game plan, because this right here could get out of hand.
It's already out of hand.
Not yet. I still have confidence in those Raiders. I believe that they're gonna do something exciting to spark this crowd.
They better do it quick. It's 28-0. It's the INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're taking a break. Yeah, coach is on. He's on the field with him. And we're back. We have a report from the sideline.
Yes, I'm here on the Rickards sideline, and it's just visible frustration from the team and the coaching staff. I seen Coach Lewis after the wide open touchdown they gave up, and it was just visible that he was frustrated with the blown coverages. Their defensive coordinator, John Butler's over here talking to his team around the TV, showing them what's actually going wrong on the plays. And it's just, the energy is just not there for Rickards right now. Back to you guys in the booth.
Thanks, Chris. School of Journalism, Johnny on the spot, doing a real good job over there. Oh,
he's still on his feet.
Still on his feet.
With blockers. With blockers. All he needed is speed. And a face mask. It looked like a face mask, but they didn't see it.
He came and took the ball from the first man waiting on the reception. He ran and took the ball from. How often you see that, Reggie?
Not often, but he went over in that man's land.
He said, give me the ball.
I need to see something different from what I'm seeing.
Oh, I love the effort. I love the effort. Said he had everything but speed, huh?
Had everything but speed to get outside. But he took a lot of effort trying to do what he was doing.
Yeah, he did. That's all you want from your players. Give me the best you have. And we just have to live with it after that. But these mental breakdowns and missed assignments is frustrating as a coach.
Yeah.
Frustrating as a coach. What do you do offensively now, Coach?
You pull out the PlayStation plays of the week. That's what you do. You pull out the PlayStation plays of the week and try to do some other stuff.
They just took a timeout. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll be back. And we're back. Boy, that frustration is hitting on all levels over there.
Well, they're trying to reach for something. They come out and they go right back into a timeout on first down.
On first down.
So you can see the frustration setting in on the coaching staff, but only thing they can do is keep coaching the players, and hopefully a light bulb will cut on eventually.
And the other end of it is they've had so much success the past 3 or 4 seasons. To see Rickards struggling like this is very uncharacteristic and really painful for the Rickards faithful. The only good thing about it is there's a lot of youth on this team, and better days are ahead for them.
Yes, it is.
There's a flag down.
Well, that flag is in the backfield there.
It's against Rickards. 2 flags. I spotted one on each side of the field. One laying here at the 40, and one.
That was a huge one.
That was Rickards' biggest play of the night. Lincoln is almost treating this like a practice session.
Well, you're up 27-0, 28-0.
Nowhere to go. And fumbled the ball. It was nowhere to go. And he didn't get hit. He did a little sidestep. Fell down.
Well, stepped into his own man.
Let's see. And then fell. Lincoln is actually beginning to get bored with the game. Their body language, I mean, they're like, whatever. And we got Lincoln later on in the season. We got Lincoln and Godby. Boy, that's going to be a good one. There was nothing there. There was nothing there. I would like to see Kelvin Dean if he had somebody blocking for him.
Yeah, because he seems like he has a little razzle-dazzle with him. But I know Coach Fuller going to have his guys ready for him.
Oh, yeah, they're undefeated. Got to be rolling pretty good. And we all know Coach Fuller, he doesn't play that.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't play that.
That's third and about a mile.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. They got 3rd and 19. Wow.
If it was going to be a quarterback keeper, I think he could have picked a better hole than that one.
That hole closed on him real quick.
But it's back to the youthful players that they have.
And one of the Rickards receivers still walking off the field. He's walked a good 20 yards across the field. No sense of urgency. Shout out to the new athletic director at Rickards High School, Claudette Farmer. She was over at Gadsden for a while, assistant basketball, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
Former Florida A&M University women's basketball coach. Outstanding women's basketball player.
Yeah. Back in the day, what year was that?
Back in the day, 1978.
78. That's when you was over.
That's when I was over there. She was one of our first team captains.
Yeah.
They called her Lefty.
Oh, okay.
They had to rush on. They went so quick they almost took the drop off his foot.
Well, they could have tied the shoe and took it apart, tied it back together and all that if we went so slow then.
Wow. Got it here on the instant replay. Both ends came in. Both ends came in. Either one of them could have blocked it. Ball down on the 21-yard line. It's 6:31 left in the first half. 28-0.
I think Lincoln trying to make a statement.
Well, they better stop because they've already made this statement today. I think you got some guys on Lincoln that's waiting to play later on.
First down, Trojans on the 21-yard line.
And that offensive line from Lincoln, pristine. The white still white.
The turf field helped. There's a new turf field out here at Cox Stadium. Looks good.
Is that what it is?
Oh, that's turf. New turf field. Remember last year we used to deal with a lot of mud and stuff.
Now they listen a little bit. Timeout. Rickards. INSiiGHTS High School. Game of the week. Taking a break. 5:56, 28 zip. We'll be back. Still a decent crowd here for Rickards.
Yeah, Rickards crowd looks better than the Lincoln crowd in Lincoln's home game. So the Raiders still have a lot of support.
They do. The pride of the Rickards Raiders is legendary. They've always received outstanding support. And we're back. Off there, we were just talking a little bit about the crowd support from Rickards. They still have a good turnout here Friday night.
Yeah. 2nd down and 5 to go for the Trojans.
A little pressure, he steps up, he might be gone. Wiped out at the 3, it looks like. He's quick getting through there.
Yeah. That was Christopher Beard.
Ran that read option in the first game we had against them, against Bainbridge. Fooled the cameras. He fooled the whole stadium.
Yeah.
Quinn said he didn't know he had the ball till he was running past him on the sideline. We tried to do the replay. Everybody was fooled. He untouched. And INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break, and we'll be right back. And we're back. Man.
It'll be first and goal for the Trojans down on the 3-yard line. Well, the Trojans already leading 28-0 with 5 minutes and 47 seconds left to go. Gain of 2 on the play. Brings up second down. Feel like a little frustration starting to set in a little bit.
That's a little bit to be expected right about now. Yeah, you have to kind of keep it under control. Man.
I think they stopped him again. Touchdown.
It was a little questionable there because it took them a long time to make that call. Everybody was standing there looking. He got knocked back a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Some of them on that defensive line from that Rickards defense is still playing. 34-0. I know they hit. Rickards was on the receiving end. Lincoln was. Wait a minute, that is. That's good. That's good. That's 35-0. Rickards on the receiving end of Lowndes County, 51-15.
Rickards or Lincoln?
Lincoln. Sorry. Lincoln was over in Valdosta last weekend in that stadium, and the crowd support they get over there in Valdosta. We're lining up. What's the running clock rule?
It won't start until that second quarter.
The
second half.
What's the point distribution after 30 points?
30.
I mean, we're going to blow by this second half.
Number 38 that went over there and got that ball, he's not out there now. So they said he was doing something that he wasn't supposed to be doing.
Well, Reggie, he checked himself in. Oh. Right before the kickoff, he called somebody off and he went in. Lincoln delivers a hit. All right, here we go. Rickards down hit the 28, huddling up for the offense. He got that at the 15, stepped through there and got hammered, but he was able to fall forward and get to the 28. Now Rickards typically comes out, lines up, then stops, looks over at the offensive coordinator for the play call. Well, they ran it. He's looking at one receiver all the way.
He's stepping up, but he had room to run then, at least for the 10 yards. They got to concentrate on 10, 10, 10, 10.
Well, at least we've gone almost a whole quarter and a half without an interception.
Well, that's a good thing.
We had that block punt, though, on the 4th and 10 from the 25. Stunt. Rickards is just, Lincoln is just looking to eat. Here they come. Untouched. Boom. Well, he timed that play just right. He walked right up, ran right where the running back was, and they had a blow.
All right, bring up third down and about 15 or 14 to go.
Right now, Rickards' offense has to be negative yardage.
Oh, yeah.
2. He split both of them. Wow. 2 of them standing at a block. Thank you, Jeff Walker. None of them delivered a blow. He stepped right between both of them.
Coach, what do you say at the half?
Oh,
that's what I'm looking for right there. Positive yards. That's what I'm looking for. Spread the field. Let the quarterback be an athlete.
4th down, but you did call that, though.
Yeah.
Coach, right now, when he gets in, he has to preach about his team staying together right now.
You still preach?
Yes. You got to get them together. Got to make sure that they don't give up, that they play for whatever's important to them.
Soft words or hard words?
All I ever use is soft words.
Huh?
All I ever use is soft words.
You use soft words?
Uh-huh.
Even if you're down by?
Soft words, that's all I know.
Okay. Even if down by 50 against Cookman.
Soft words.
Against Cookman?
Soft words.
Against Cookman, too?
Well, never been down to Cookman.
Okay. Still in denial. Okay.
I'm in denial about the soft words.
Let's bring up first down for the Trojans. I think Coach Gray is going to kind of mix up and do some practice plays, I think.
I would imagine, well, when they get to the third quarter, it's going to be running time, so it's going to go by so quick. But his starters will probably be done for the day by then.
Yeah, hope so. Hopefully. Right now, Rickards look confused. They're not even ready to play. Now they go. That's set.
Took them a minute to get set.
Nice.
Nobody on this side down here. Good tackle.
Yeah, that cornerback came in there hard. That was an excellent play by him, number 22.
The only energy shown after that play was by him. Nobody else said anything to him. Nobody else dapped him up. Nobody did anything.
Orrin Ellis really came in and filled that hole then.
He did a good job filling it.
Yeah. Because if he wasn't there, he had some room to run.
He did.
With a blocker. Rickards stacking the box now. Let's see what they come up with and put the corners in a man-to-man, but they're not getting any rush on anything.
There they go. There they go.
That's to the big night. I guess big tight end then. Yeah. Morales on the pick.
Morales, he just ran right by him, going to University of North Carolina. He just ran right past him.
Yeah.
He had committed early to go to South Florida.
Yeah.
Now he's going to North Carolina. Dad was a former trainer, athletic trainer at Florida A&M University. Alan Morales. His wife, maiden name Jackie Rogers, big-time basketball player in the city back in her day.
Nice rush.
Missed it. They have Allen listed as athlete.
Yes.
He was a tight end one time, and when we saw him earlier against Bainbridge, he was running fullback. He ran pretty much everything. Ran him in the pistol. Young man who does what he needs to do. We've heard him say that he has the potential to play on Sunday.
Okay.
Get on that. One thing we know, he eats well at his house. But when he gets on that training table, he's going to be a monster.
Second down.
Oh, he delivered that. Back shoulder throw. That was a nice pass.
Yes, it was. 3rd and 10 to go.
Again, they're working on their offensive set, the pass and attack, because right now they're able to run at will.
Yeah. And I guess that's the best thing to do. Quinn was a quarterback, so he wants to see his quarterback get better because he's going to have to be able to pass the ball.
Right. Going to Valdosta this past weekend helped help wake them up a little bit to work on some of these details they need to do to be ready. That's why you play good competition. That's a good open field tackle. I was curious to see if he was going to be able to bring him down.
Yeah, because like he's giving up about 60 pounds. Yeah. But I guess you hit him low. Can't run without legs.
You know, Bethune-Cookman got a 12th game approved. They added Nebraska to the schedule. They're the replacement game that got canceled.
Yeah.
$800,000 payday.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Oh, that's real good. They got approval to play a 12th game.
Yeah, we need it down there.
800,000. That everybody does.
Yeah. Oh, right through the hands.
It sure was. He delivered
nice
it though.
Yeah.
Again, this is all passing. Whenever they decide to run it, they can hammer it in pretty much.
Yeah. The only thing in that passing stops the clock.
Now that's true. Corey.
Quinn.
Thank you. He's working on that wide side of the field there. Some type of crossing pattern here. It's third down.
Third and goal.
1:19 left. 35-0. We probably get Coach Quinn. We'll either get him leaving the field or coming back after half before the second half kickoff. Nice hit.
Nice hit.
We got fourth down, 1:10 left. Somebody came. Oh, the kicking team came off. Quinn told him to go back. Now they sent him out. That was odd. Clock is running. 41 seconds left in the half. 7 seconds.
They're going to go for this. This is a
there's a pistol with Allen. He might get in untouched. That's your Eagles play, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Got that touchdown. Boy, that touchdown light up there on the screen has gotten a lot of work tonight.
Yes, it has, right there.
41-0.
I can hear something in your voice. I
Hey,
can hear it.
I've been on the losing end of that before. I've been on both ends, but I've been on that losing end, and that's nothing to be happy about there.
Yeah, things can get real dry. And you kind of hate to see this because you want both schools to kind of flourish, but they're coming up short.
They're coming up short, a lot short.
Yes.
We're getting ready to take a break, come back for the last 24.8 seconds of the second quarter. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week will be back for the kickoff. And we are back. The dancers from Rickards lining up. Cheerleaders still here, but the dancers are lined up. They're ready to go for this kickoff. Is your boy back there returning kicks to see if he checked himself back in?
No, he didn't. I think he's on the sideline with nothing to do.
That actually was one of the better kickoffs. He put his head down, went straight ahead, got it up to the 34, 17.5 seconds left. Do you try something now? Or you just take a knee and go in?
No, you still try something.
Okay.
You got 3. Take a knee on that 4th down, I guess.
Thank you for that replay. Jeff Walker, the 4th or 5th, something like that. Jeff and his dad, granddad, great-granddad, son. He's long legacy of Walkers. Wow. Wasn't anything there. And I think that's probably.
I think that's going to be it.
Yeah. This quarter is going to end. Coach is calling, Quinn's calling them off. Lincoln 42, Rickards 0. Boy, that's a long walk to the locker room. And you probably, as a player, you probably trying to take your time getting in there because you don't want to be in that locker room any longer than you have to. If you see Coach, he's standing at the 15 with his hands on his hips, and we got our sideline reporter, and we'll go right there, Vicky.
Hello, Coach Gray. Is this game going as you expected?
Actually, it really is, man, because I challenged my kids all week to come out and play the best game that we played thus far. The first 4 weeks of the season, we hadn't played at our best, and we're playing some mistake-free football right now, and it's showing with the scoreboard.
Any key players that we should be recognizing right now on the field?
Our quarterback's having a good night. Our running backs are doing pretty well. Our offensive line is doing a great job opening up holes for the running backs and giving the quarterback time to throw the ball. So our defense is playing tremendous as well. So you can't necessarily point anybody specifically out because it's been a team effort the whole way through.
All righty, Coach. Thank you. Back to you in the booth.
Okay, it's INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're going to take a break for the halftime. We will be back.
as we march to dance routine formation. Rangers, you know what time it is. It's time to do it just like we do it on Jim Lee Road. Level up. Here's my fifth. God's plan. Give it up, ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the Rickards High School. Watch it with a greater man. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. From the capital city of the Sunshine State, Lincoln High School is proud to present the award-winning Trojan Marching Band. Tonight, for your halftime entertainment, the Trojan Marching Band brings you the first full movement of the 2018 show, the Centennial, the music of Lindy Bernstein. Born in 1918, legendary composer, conductor, and music educator, Lindy Bernstein celebrates 100 years. Music in the Trojan Marching Band performance will feature a selection from the musical Kennedy and West Side Story. Teenagers, Marina Kelly and Young Williams, is your band ready? Lincoln High School, you may take the field for performance. The Trojan marching band is under the direction of Daniel Rossman. The color guard instructor is Jessica Hecker. The percussion instructors are Zach Rogers, Hank Ledrum, and Chris Gilmore. Visual and weights instructor is Atlanta Youngston, assisted by Rachel Doxford. The Trojan marching band wishes to thank the Lincoln High School administration, Dr. Alan Burke, the band parents, and all supporters for their tremendous contribution to our success. We wish you all a great evening and a great second half. Please give it up for the class of Leon County, the Lincoln High School marching band. Go Trojans! Source scores from around the Big Ten area. Bloodstown 7, Liberty County 0. Madison 14, Columbia 20. Godby 46, Titusville 0. McLean 38, Y'all Hall 2nd 0. Jacksonville County 6, DRS 0. Florida High 7, Santa Fe 0. Sneed 19, Franklin County 7. NFC 0. Jacksonville Providence School 0. Loud 14. Valdosta 7. Miami Central 14. St. Thomas 1 7. Palm Beach Gardens 28. Palm Beach Wire 28. Palm Beach Gardens 0. Warner Robins 13. Northside Warner Robins 7.
And we're back for a football play. We got a 42-0 kickoff here for the second half. Well, we've had a lot of blowout games going on. We had a Ocala Forest and Orlando Jones that was 41-0 at the end of the first quarter. That's now 48-0 at halftime. And they're getting ready for the kickoff. The only time Godby's had their kickoff return team in, and there's a hole there. They come back, tackle there at the 31, 32-yard line. And we looks like a running clock now. We anticipate that that's what it is anyway. That's a decision that's made by the coaches and the athletic directors. in terms of the game and how they're going to finish it out. Rickards comes out. Lines up. I guess Reggie Cunningham will get here after he gets through eating. Lincoln taking their time there. Still playing some of their horses there. Drop pass. Drop pass. Actually, the pass was good there, right there in his hands. Rickards' defense, some of them still coming to play. And glad to see you, Reggie. Second down, 10. 10:37 left in the third quarter. Lincoln taking their time. In no rush to get the playoff here. 42-0. Handoff. Close to the first down, but not first down. Looks like it's about an 8, maybe 9-yard run. Depends on where it's marked. Marked there at the 39. So it should be 3rd and 2. 3rd and 3.
Coach?
Yes, sir.
You think Coach got a game plan to kind of make this look a little better?
It'll be the game plan of life. There he goes through the middle. Nope, not much. He's tackled almost by accident. He just couldn't get out of the way. The Rickards band taking a break. Probably need to keep them around a little bit because that break gonna go quick. There's your bubble screen.
Nice catch and run on the play.
They've been running that successfully, getting off the bus. Most noise we've heard all night is the Rickards band leaving, and they're probably headed over there to get something to eat. We got a flag there. False start. Clock still running down to 8:48, 47, 46.
That's probably the second penalty of the game against the Trojans.
The other one, they got off the bus too quick. That was a moving violation.
It's a nice play.
Morales is over there playing. They got a flag. I hope he's not hurt. Boy, did the Lincoln team run over there quick. Did they run over there quick?
So what's the penalty on the play?
Don't know yet. They haven't indicated what it is. I think it's a face mask. Okay. Allen looked like he got up, though. When he went down, that was the quickest offensive line moved all night. They ran over there to make sure he was okay. They're huddling up together, and while they huddle up together, the clock is still running.
Well, the clock's it's not going to stop.
Yes, we know.
Yeah.
As INSiiGHTS, we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back. And I guess that's one of the things I had anticipated with the clock running. You're up 42-0, that your starters would probably be done for the day.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons. We're not saying that a cheap shot was delivered, but you kind of take some of them out of the game now and let them get ready to play again next week. Coach Lewis is all the way on the field still. He's at the hash marks. He's over here at the 25, hands on his hips.
On his side, Coach, on the side.
Okay, that sounds like a Cookman comment.
Yeah, on the side.
Yeah.
Cook Wildcats don't have hips.
You know, I'm gonna leave that alone. Rickards bench is all attentive. It's about 20 of them standing down here to 25. That's the most energy I've seen for them in terms of a little fire and a little funk in a long time today. And probably lost 3 minutes of game time getting that penalty call. You can actually run a drive on running time that takes up the whole quarter.
Yeah.
Person getting the hardest workout over here is the defensive coordinator calling the plays.
Well, he's got to come up with something, because I guess right now Coach Gray is only just kind of go through his playbook, and that's probably the biggest thing he's trying to do with his quarterback. Now you got to change Morales is back in the quarterback spot.
Running the pistol.
He didn't make it. Oh, he made it, I guess.
They got a flag, though. Holding. The man who gets low wins the battle. Allen tried to get low, but at his size, he couldn't get as low as that linebacker standing in the hole for Rickards.
That's going to back him up.
It's going to be 2nd down and goal. That's from the 13.
Yes, sir.
42-0. Clock is running. Clock is running. Beard back in at quarterback. Surveys the field. Pulls it back. Touchdown. Touchdown.
That's accounting. That's accounting for players that you're responsible for, and that's what Rickards is not doing.
And why has that been such a problem for them tonight, Coach?
Young players, for one, and just not prepared for what they're looking at, and run through the same problem with a lot of the Gadsden County teams as well.
Not being prepared.
Not being prepared for what they're getting ready to face. In the change of programs, back then the Rickards had athletes. They have athletes, but they have young athletes now.
That makes it 49-0, 420. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll be back. And we're back. Still trying to huddle them up. They stopped the clock then. What determines when they stop it, Coach?
I think touchdown, stuff like that. After they'll stop it then, and then give the teams time to get prepared for the next series. And once they put it down, it's running.
What is your coordinator showing his specialty teams here? Looking like it's a sheet of paper.
Well, probably going to be some trickery on this reverse.
Trickery might be if they catch it. Turn up field.
Trickery may be, okay, we're going to run it around the outside, and we're going to swing another guy to the opposite side, and we'll swing another one to the opposite side. We're going to keep swinging all night long.
We're going to keep swinging, huh?
They're going to keep swinging. And that's what he had to show him on that paper. Let's see.
Well, hey, my guy still the one checked himself in the game.
He's not out there, though.
They probably got a lasso on him.
Well, no trickery going on, but getting to the outside is the question.
Long way to go to get in that gap. And a flag. And another flag. That's 2 flags. Here we go again, running across the field. kind of a broken down picket fence that they were able to penetrate relatively easy. And there's the flag again, and there's another one that's getting ready to come. There they go, one after another. Clock counting down, 2:54, 2:53. What was the penalty there, Reggie?
Unsportsmanlike, had to be.
Okay. There's your spread. Got 5 wide receivers, 5 wideouts.
Yeah, the quarterback probably going to keep it, Mickey.
That's what you were endorsing early.
Earlier, when you don't have a line that's going to block, you got to let your quarterback be an athlete. If you get through the whole, ooh, he spent just in time, didn't he?
Just in time. Just in time. Looks like what? 4-yard gain, 2nd and 6. I almost stepped through there on that instant replay. Almost popped through there. The INSiiGHTS instant replay. Still staying with 5 wideouts. They typically try to run it on the wide side of the field here. He kept that one, Reg.
But look how he didn't get to give the receivers time enough to go anywhere.
No, he sure didn't. And he got dumped. He got picked up and body slammed. He got picked up and body slammed.
Well, come on, he's only 140-some pounds.
And he tipped going through the hole. Boom. And there's a little murmur in the crowd now. 3rd down and about 6. This quarter's about to end inside 2 minutes, 1:15 left in the 3rd quarter. Missed it. And a flag. Yeah, you kind of knew that was coming. They kind of knew that was coming. Yeah. And they're having a little verbal exchange. Yeah, he took a couple steps, then he got popped pretty good. Clock is stopped. They're trying to separate them. Trying to separate them. And we got a timeout. 58.5 left. INSiiGHTS High School game of the week. Taking a break. Quinn's called the whole team over there.
Oh yeah, because you know the sportsmanship is what it's all about. Regardless, you know you're up on the team. Let's cut out the cheap shots and all that. We don't have to go through that. Especially if you played a strong game like you've shown.
Right. No, he's getting control of them. And we're back. We're discussing Coach Quinn Gray calling his team together in one huddle. And as Reggie said, he got to get that discipline together. Everybody's playing for one reason, one purpose, no cheap shots. He wants to make sure they maintain that discipline as they round out the last 58 seconds of the 3rd quarter, heading into the 4th quarter. He still has his grip on his team. He has ambitions and goals.
Well, one thing about it, because you don't want a easy cheap shot, you'll be out of a season for six weeks if you're not careful. Just off you winning the game by this margin, and just to mess up and get a cheap shot, and then the high school association fine you, and you have to sit out
might be another one.
Might be another one. That's it.
That's another one. That's 3 flags. Coach just talked. Quinn is on the field. Quinn is on the field. He is on the field, and so is Corey. Quentin. I'm sorry, Quentin's on the field too. And he just got a flag. And one of his assistants tried to get him, and Quentin kind of shrugged him off. You know, it's a. And particularly for Quinn, because he just took a timeout and had his whole team over there. Quinn standing at the 38 with his arms on him, arms folded. Coach Lewis hasn't left the field. He's still splitting the 4 and the 0. Both coaches on the field.
Well, one more of those, he's going to have to explain. He has to be out of the game for the next several games.
For the coach?
Yeah, if you get another one of those.
His assistant's trying to get him off the field. Coach Lewis is marching off with him. He's down at the 46 here. He's fighting for his team. He's still trying to get. Now they're walking it back.
He's walking back too.
Now, what was the intent of that if they were the same? It was the same on both. See? So you march and you're in the same spot you started off with. They nullify each other. So why would they march it off and then turn around and march it off back?
Maybe he wanted the coach to walk with him and then walk back the other way, I guess.
And then he's trying to explain to the other ref. I know what he said was, I had 10,000 steps I'm supposed to do today. At the rate of this game, I'm not going to get them, so I'm going to walk these off so I can get these extra steps.
Right.
This didn't make any sense. Oh, these Gadsden County officials?
No, they're Big Ben.
Oh.
Well, no, they're not Big Ben. I'm sorry.
Back to football.
Oh, he picks the wrong hole. It's there,
wow,
but he picks the wrong hole.
It sure was. It sure was. Oh, my goodness. It sure was.
He's missing that burst to hit the hole.
There's the hole. Huge. And then he turned. Wow.
With blockers.
Yeah. That was a 10, 15-yard gain there, potentially. Wow, that's the end of the third quarter. To the short quarter, but you know we had a lot of action in this one for a short time. It's the INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We'll take a break. Okay. All right, we're back, and we have a sideline reporter. Let's go.
The sideline after that big hit they put on Rickards' quarterback, and the energy that the hit, it energized the whole sideline and the crowd. And since then, we've seen the penalties that as a result of the energy that's flown through the Trojan scene. Back to you guys up in the booth.
Okay, thank you very much. They haven't reset the clock yet. All the officials are huddled up. They're trying to figure out, Reggie, obviously, how they can keep this game under control for the fourth quarter.
Well, that's true. And then not only that, even with the white hat, they're going to have to explain, okay, what did the coach do? Because one more of them, and he's gone. So you got to be aware of that. So I think he knows that. So he knows he can't get him another one. And they don't want to let this game get out of hand. So that's another reason they need to huddle up as well.
Man, here we go. We need this to have a clean ending. We don't need any injuries, no cheap shots. Wow.
If you get outside, he can go.
That was all speed. That's just speed there. Wow, he turned on the Jets then. Man.
Jordan
Greenwood, 5'9" junior. And a rare first down for Rickards. Man, that quarterback took a hit then because that blitz was coming full speed. Actually, that wasn't a bad pass that time.
No, it hit him in his hand.
Right, just off his fingertips.
Well, he knew that safety was coming, so he had to be aware of that.
He knew that for sure, didn't he? This quarterback who did not play much last year. He's growing up a little bit tonight. We've seen a little improvement on this drive. Comes a blitz. He has an awkward delivery.
Yeah. On the short passes, but it seems like the long passes is a little more crisp. But those short passes, he's almost shooting it.
A shot put, like.
Yeah.
Third down. One of the Rickards receivers was at the bottom of the field looking over the sideline, holding his legs like he was catching a cramp. And when they looked like they were about to substitute him, he jumped up and jogged into the offensive formation. 5 wideouts.
That's your blitz. That's the hole. Picture.
You don't see many of the high school quarterbacks slide.
Yeah. I wonder how fast. He don't look that fast either. So unless them holes are closing up mighty quick on him.
I don't know, Reggie. Big as these holes are, they're huge over there.
Yeah. And he's a young quarterback, and he's got to be new to the quarterback because he's picking the wrong spots to run to. Should do the same thing this time to get this fourth and 8 yards to go.
They're blitzing them corners.
So he was undecided.
Ball turns over. And INSiiGHTS High School, game of the week. We're taking a break. And we're back. The Rickards cheerleaders and Trojan dolls are here dancing like they had some of the alumni crew with them. Some of the Rickards faithful have left, but a lot of them are still here. Got one in motion. Change the quarterbacks there. Yeah, they running some of the second team players in there now.
Yeah.
I anticipated that they were going to do that in the third quarter to start the second half. But we got an injured player down. He looks like he might still be able to get up on his feet. Coach Quinn with a slow jog out there to check on him. Rickards training staff going out to check on him as well. He got up to his feet there, and they stopped the clock this time and picked it up again. Same bubble screen. Block over there. He pancaked him and laying on top of him. Boy, that was a pancake block over there. He's up. He's complaining to the ref. It didn't even look like he was putting forth the maximum effort to get up from that block. Starters out on the sideline, standing and cheering for their classmates who don't really get a lot of opportunities to play, but supporting them, cheering for them.
And that's the other thing about this game dealing with kids. You know, the coach is really trying to kind of maintain and hold it back a little bit, but they still want to put their foot on the pedal a little bit, you know. So you have to kind of figure out which plays you're going to call.
Right.
You don't want to go down the field on them and stuff like that, and, you know.
that line to get in the gaps. A lot of room down here. Oh, great effort. And a flag down. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. While they figure this out, we'll be right back. And we're back. This one looks like it's against Lincoln. Personal foul, clipping. Wow, 15 yards. 5:48 left in a 49-0 whitewash. Rickards Raiders, they've been raided tonight. Second down and 20.
Got him. Come on, come on.
He almost hurt himself trying to pull off and hitting him there.
You know, I like what you just said.
What?
Yeah? You know what you said? Rickards Raiders been what?
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Tonight. You said it. You said it.
Third down, 4:56.
And the clock is ticking.
They picked up the blitz. 50-50 ball.
Fourth down, and they're probably going to punt the ball. That's what they're going to do.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice breeze. But temperature must have dropped 20 degrees from when we started this.
You know, you had the sun beaming on your on your head.
And putting a little tan on this dome. Madison County, Florida High, our most popular game to date this season. About 1,600 views on YouTube.
Nice punt.
Great tackle. Oh, now we want to break. INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. Great tackle. We'll take a break right now. And we're back. See the principal, Doug Cook, himself an outstanding basketball player, Florida A&M University. He's at the 40 there talking with Quentin. Very active in sports and athletics. Has a passion. That's what got him. He's 6'8", 6'9". Used to catch that alley-oop, throw it down with ferocity. I think I remember about twice he dunked on Cookman.
What year was that?
Probably when you were playing.
No, definitely wasn't when I was playing. Oh, I wasn't there.
That you stayed from under the rim, huh?
I contested all that.
Oh, okay. 3:33 left. Now the band hadn't quit. They're still doing what they do. He had time in the pocket that time. Ice cream man. I see some Rickards players down here at the 50 dancing. That wouldn't go over well if Coach saw that.
He may tell him if you want to get in the band.
Say, go on up there and get you an instrument. See the difference in execution on that bubble screen?
Yeah.
Hey. Rickards never made an adjustment on it. Two minutes, 34 seconds left. Third down. Oh, upfield. He dropped it right in his hands. Right in his hands. That's a heck of a throw that time. They set it up nicely. Rickards playing now, trying to break that shutout. But it's fourth down now. Clock ticking. .140 left on the running clock for the whole second half. Not much hang time. This might be returnable.
Nice.
Borderline, almost got a flag then. Caught it at the 44, tackled at the 40. Minute 15 on the clock stoppage.
I think once they this first snap here, I think that's going to be the ball game.
You're probably right. Well,
Clock's
in terms of the time, actually, game been over since the first quarter.
You have those little things you're saying. That's a FAMU thing y'all got going on.
What's making an intelligent comment? I'm sure you would.
Comments.
I'm sure you would have an issue with that. We have to decipher it for you. It's INSiiGHTS High School Game of the Week. We're gonna take a break. And we're back. If you're looking for the energy, it's over here in the stands. The Rickards dancing crew, they haven't quit. The band hadn't quit. They're getting it. They're playing to the final buzzer, to the last horn. Cheerleaders taking a knee.
Yeah.
They say that should be the last play. No, they have to hike it again. Why are you making substitutions now?
Well, the guys are showing a little more energy than what they should. Knowing the other team is down in the ball, why would you?
Oh, wow. They turned it. Wow, it's like less than a second differential between the clock, between both clocks.
They're not going to snap it.
Both teams lining up. Boy, the flag boy, they just threw the flag down, walked off. Final 49-0. See the principal, Doug Cook, first one in the line up there. Got in behind the athletic director. Corey, when Quinn Lewis jogs over, team follows him, coaches hug each other. All the kids know each other.
Yeah. Grew up in the same parks and rec programs and the Pop Warner, so they pretty much they played together and stuff. So,
yeah, they're coming off, and Del Cook is over giving instructions, telling somebody to stay on the side. The coach is shaking hands. Again, they all know each other again. And both teams look like they're now headed to their respective bands. Traditionally, they play their school songs now. See Coach Farmer down here on the sideline of Rickards. Athletic director, first black female athletic director in Leon County Schools. Both teams facing their bands. Both schools playing. Lincoln looks like, you know, their players look like they're all with arms around each other.
They're playing them at the same time? Yeah.
Yeah. Playing them at the same time. The Rickards players coming out of their jerseys and pulling them off. Taking their shoulder pads off. Rickards with a number of players not in uniform, or just in uniform, not in pads or anything. Most of the Lincoln High fans are filing out.
Yeah.
A lot of the Rickards fans, a lot of them still sitting in their seats. It's just different how some things are the same, but a lot is different in terms of how people honor their school's song.
Yeah.
And Lincoln finished theirs. And they're leaving. Last time we were here, they had a lot of people that came on the field after the game. It seems like they've done a much better job today of securing the field and not letting everybody on it.
Right.
And Rickards concludes theirs. It's not much energy or excitement in it when you lose like that. Boy, they already turned the lights off on the scoreboard. They're trying to get out of here, like they're trying to get somewhere to get dinner before the game is over. Who is this big kid right here at the 43 for Rickards? Yeah, we have a lot to. Rickards has some more work to do to try to get ready. This was obviously a blowout game for them, but there's still some stretches of talent there that, you know, they can make some adjustments and be a better team, but they have to make some adjustments. And then some of the things that they're running defensively, they continue to run them without making adjustments to them in the game time.
Well, still, and Rickards still have some recruitable players for the next level, so hopefully they're able to kind of suck this up and and look forward at what the future holds for them, and prepare them and prepare the young kids as well. So the coaching staff have to get together as well with the players, because these are young players, and it can tear them down, and it can also make a decision for them, and they have to face a decision that they have to make, whether or not they want to continue to play football or not. So the coaches have to come together and talk to the players.
Well, one thing that the college coaches look for is how you individually handle adversity.
Yes.
And it looks like we have Coach Gray there with our sideline reporter, Chris. Chris, what do you have? Or do we have Vicky?
Hello, Coach. Congratulations. What makes this game so different?
Different in a sense of what?
Different in the sense of how much you guys won over the team.
Well, I mean, the difference in between us last week and us this week is the mistakes that we didn't make. We made a whole lot of self-inflicted mistakes, whole lot of penalties that weren't forced by the other team. And this week we played a pretty clean game, and it's indicative of the score.
Any highlighting moments that impacted this game tonight that you may want to speak on?
Just the way the defense played. They played outstanding, not allowing them in the end zone. I don't even know if they crossed the 50-yard line, which is awesome. Our defense has been playing outstanding all year for the most part. And, our offense played a pretty clean game as well in terms of not being penalized like we were in the previous 3 games. So, overall team win, and we came out and played a good game.
What motivates your team and yourself to just keep on pushing?
Just the fact that, it's football. It's a game that they love. They have fun with it. And, it's something that can take these kids far in life. I teach my kids that, the game of football can take you places that you never dream of. And they take that and take it with a grain of salt, because they live this game, they love this game, and they want this game to take them places. And I think, the way that we're doing things in the program will allow them to do that eventually.
All righty. Thank you, Coach. Just one moment.
Just one moment.
I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
All right, Coach, coming off of the big loss last week, how important was it for you guys to get off into a fast start this week?
It was vitally important, to be honest with you. We got off to a fast start last week. We just weren't able to sustain our momentum in that game. So to get off to a quick start this week with a pick 6 to the house and that stuff, so it took us where we wanted to be and put us in the mindset of where we wanted to be, of starting fast and finishing strong. So our kids, we preached that all week, and they came and played tonight.
How proud of you are you of your defense for holding up that shutout tonight?
I mean, our defense has been playing outstanding all year. Coach Tyson has those guys flying around, man. And we got some really good guys up front, and we got some really experienced guys in the back. We weren't as experienced last year because they were young. So that experience that they got last year is now starting to become something that they can look at and get to when the game gets tough. So they're playing well. I don't want to get too high right now because, we still got games to go, but we just want them to continue to play well, practice hard like they've been doing, and continue to do what they've been doing the whole season.
Speaking of getting too high, despite the large margin of victory tonight, what are some things you've seen that you feel like you guys will still need to work on in practice this coming week?
We always need to work on the fundamentals of the game. The fundamentals of the game are what keeps you grounded, and techniques are things that you always need to work on. There's not a day that goes by, win, lose, or draw, that we're not working on tackling. The basic fundamentals of the game, blocking, tackling, catching, and throwing. Those are the basic fundamentals of the game. Those are the things that you work on every day, and we're going to continue to work on those.
All right, we seen it get a little testy late after you guys had a big hit on Rickards quarterback. What was your message to your team just to try to keep them tempered after those few
Well,
penalties?
I told him at half that, we were up quite a bit at the half, so I told him that there was going to be probably some chippiness, so we needed to keep our head and not allow them to get under our skin and not allow them to, have these cheap shots and you retaliate, because most of the time when you retaliate, it's the second man that gets caught. We got caught up in it a little bit, which is why I called the timeout and called my team up to make sure that they understood that we're not going to do that. And if they did, I'm going to send them in the locker room like I had to do with one person. So with that, we're going to play composed football, and that's what I hope to get to my young men, that we got to play with composure and we got to make sure that we don't let the other team get under our skin and allow us to do things that are out of our character.
All right, Coach. Thank you for your time tonight. Great game.
Thank you, brother.
Back to you guys up in the booth.
That was a pretty good interview by Quinn. He's growing in that role and very patient and articulate and expresses himself really well.
Well, when you win like this, I mean, you kind of learn to prepare yourself for the ending speeches. So you want to be on the positive end of the ending speech.
Well, Quinn, with the experience that he's had, been a professional athlete in the NFL, offensive coordinator at Florida A&M University, he's showing now how he continues to grow and perfect his craft. Part of the next level is being able to do what he's doing now.
Yes, it is.
Each coach has to take each interview he has as almost as a job interview.
Yes.
That people look at you and want you to be able to give forth a positive image and a positive interview when you give that, when you go through this process.
Yes.
Now, one of the things that has to happen is that he knows that his team has to get better. And Georgia showed that to him. If he was ever in doubt, it showed it to him. And as we look at some of the highlights here, the defense was really hitting it. I mean, he stressed them a lot today in his halftime interview and in his postgame interview. They got after the ball.
Yes, they was flying to the ball, but, and I must say with the Rickards, they really have to look at what they plan to do from here and preparing his players for the
that's
next
that
game.
First interception there that we were talking about that wasn't close to anything. Actually, he got better with that as the game went on, but that was just a horrendous start.
Yeah.
And I think that was in the first two and a half minutes of the game.
Yes.
We look here again, and their defense flew to the ball, and they shut off the Rickards running back as the game went on. What you saw more defensive adjustments from Lincoln than you saw on the Rickards end. Yeah, they flew to the ball. It was not many one-man tackles. I mean, there was a lot of gang tackling, and they played like they had gotten soundly beat last week and had a point to prove. Right,
and they did. They were flying to the ball, so the defensive coach really got after them and told them, look here, y'all, you're going to have to play better if you want to play this game, and that's what they came out and showed us here at Gene Cox Stadium tonight.
They did, and like I said, they played like they had lost, and they came back trying to prove to their coach that they were ready and they were serious, and that most of their work over the fall and the summer, that they had came back from that the spring and the summer in terms of being prepared for what they're doing now.
And I don't know who do they have next, Coach, But one thing about it, I guess they have a lot of stuff to go back and go to the film room and look, and hopefully they can still learn from even this positive win. They can still learn things from this, and by learning something from it, they can begin to get better and become a powerhouse football team. Rick Gabi's showing a lot right now, and you want to see another local team go out and create a powerhouse.
Bad tackling there, bad tackling. But we also, in answer to your question, got Lincoln and Childs next week.
Lincoln and Childs. Okay.
Lincoln was very determined with their running plays. We don't keep a lot of statistics, but that the yards after contact were pretty good.
Yeah, and that's a lot of that's due to Rickards not wrapping up, and the frustration when you start getting points, putting points on opponents. It becomes, okay, I'm going to see how hard I can hit you, and hopefully I can knock you down rather than wrapping you up doing control tackling.
And that's lack of focus, lack of discipline, and actually lack of desire.
Yeah.
Because it takes a little heart to wrap somebody else running up full speed and be able to wrap them up and bring them to the ground.
Yeah.
How important is that weight room in terms of getting them stronger and getting them ready?
Well, you know, the thing about the weight room, that's what all football coaches and all coaches in itself, they teach you: bigger, faster, stronger. If you're going to play this game here, football, you got to have that size. You got to have that eye.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody talk about that eye test. Players trying to get to the next level, you must have that, pass that eye test with coaches that's coming to your school to see you, because the oohs and the ahs, that's what takes place when coaches come. They want to look at this big kid, want to look at this good-looking body, and realize that this kid have work habits, and hopefully it's just not natural. Hopefully it was built in the weight room, and that's when they can appreciate. Now we don't have to motivate a kid to get in the weight room once they get on my campus.
Okay, and we're looking here at the highlights. Insights highlights here by J Quad Media, and just goes to show you about modern technology and what we're able to bring to you. Here's that block punt that both came in untouched. Talking about a meeting at the kicker. It was a race to get there.
Well, the fans have cleared out the stadium, and the only thing you can see is the line of cars to get out of the parking lot.
Yeah, they're all going one way. They're all going west. If they go back east, they'll get through.
Well, that's true, too. So,
see, nobody going that way. Yeah. Man, they wanted that shutout.
Yeah, they wanted it.
Now, that was a good question asked by Chris, our sideline reporter, with our extended interview with Coach Gray. And I think I was waiting on my kickoff return where your guy ran and stole the kickoff, and he checked himself in. And I don't think he hit the field anymore. Not on specialty teams, he didn't. I remember this play when it happened. Our film guy, Jeff Walker, brought it to our attention how the defense ran past two blockers that nobody touched. Great tackle there. Only thing he did was he broke that fall with his face mask. He went down. Up top, Alan Morales, big-time player. That was a run we were a little surprised that one man brought him down there. Rickards had his moments, Coach.
Well, tell me, Coach. What, Coach from Rickards? What do he do now? What type of conversation do you have after a game like this, a rival, kind of not somewhat of a rival game for you? What do you do?
Well, the first thing you have to do is you have to get your players on the same page and get them doing, at least attempting to do what you want them to do. Right now, you have everybody trying to tell them they don't know what they're doing, they're not doing well, and the team gets split because they start listening to the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
And so Coach's biggest challenge right now is to make sure that his team still believes in him. So he has to find a way to get them to listen to him and the message that he's speaking. They got on that bus real early, and that bus has not left, and he's on there talking to them.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing. Then as a coaching staff, you have to get together and really analyze what you're doing and see what you can do better. There's that body slam. To see what you can do better. You have to look within yourself and within your staff. Sometimes you have to listen to some of the coaches that you might not have listened to earlier, but what you're trying to do right now isn't working. So let's see who on the staff can actually bring some ideas, some suggestions that we can tinker with to get better. You don't have the ability to redo it because you're halfway into the season.
So what you think you should revamp your whole plan and to
tinker with it.
Tinker.
If you make wholesale changes, then the guys are gonna figure that you really didn't know what you were doing. And right now, I want to thank the Insights crew, Jeff Walker, Reggie Cunningham,
yes,
Miss B. I want to thank all of our sideline reporters for being with us at the Insights High School Game of the Week, and we're signing off.